Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on the internet TV
Oh,
of my hometown.
oh, wow.
The government of the prefecture itself has a TV program through internet, and I got my own program in it.
Oh, man.
So,
Oh, wow.
This is it.
You go, girl. You go. All right, all right.
So, and I got a lot of questions to you because I will be bringing you in October,
Mm-hmm.
September and October,
Yes.
and we will be playing in my hometown too.
Okay.
So, and I wanted to ask you a lot of questions about that. So, it's going to be about the music, about the CD,
Mm-hmm.
or your feeling on your CD, or your perspective
Mm-hmm.
about the musicians' life or music.
Okay.
Things like this.
Okay.
So, the first thing is you just released the CD in this March.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
And it was like new one in 13 years or
12 years.
12 years,
Yes.
okay. So what is the difference for you between just keep playing in front of the audience and then making the CD as a leader? Was there any difference, or how did you feel about that you actually made one CD as a leader?
I was very happy to make this recording live
Yeah, that's right.
because it was my first recording live as a leader.
Oh, first.
My very first live recording as a band leader.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
everything was at the studio recording.
Yes, everything
Okay.
before was studio recording.
Okay.
And to do this at the Village Vanguard
That's right.
made it extra special
That's right.
because of the history, the long history of the Village Vanguard, and the many great live recordings that have been done there, and just the history of the Vanguard that has been around for more than 80 years, and also my own personal history with the Vanguard, having played there many times with different people, including my own band. So it made the most sense to do it live at the Vanguard.
So when you made it, you felt like that, and after you actually published it, did anything change your life, or did you have any new things because of the CD or
Well,
experience?
that's still happening now because
That's right.
now we're just about a little over 1 month since it was released, and many people are just starting to hear it.
That's right.
But a lot of people who are familiar with this band or what I do, we've had a lot of positive feedback and a lot of support. And also, I think a lot of people who didn't know about this band before will take notice because it's live at the Vanguard.
That's right.
So they'll think, oh wow, this band played at the Village Vanguard.
That's right.
So this must be a great band. So this is still happening now, but we're already getting a lot of positive reaction to it. I think and also the sound quality of the recording, which is, we put a lot of thought into that. And the idea was, I didn't want to do like some artists and record live for convenience. In other words, they would do a live recording and then try to approach it like a studio recording. Do another take of this tune, another take of that tune.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to do that.
You just wanted to snapshot the.
Yes, exactly. And I wanted the audience, the people who buy the CD, to get as close to the experience of a live gig as people who are there.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So even the way that we set up the microphones, we set up room mics so that the mics would capture the sound of the audience and the room sound of the music. So we want the audience listening on the CD to feel like that they are at the Vanguard at the gig. And also the way that I programmed the music on the CD was pretty much what we do in a set. So I didn't want to change the experience, the live experience at all. I wanted to keep the live experience intact. And many people who buy the CD tell us that. They say, hey, this listening to this record makes us feel like we're at the club.
Yeah.
And I said that was the whole idea. I want them to have that feeling.
I think that's the beauty of making a product. Like this, you can just bring everyone to bring the actual experience to all over the world.
Yes.
I actually got the same comment from Japan. The guy who knew me. The CD.
Yes.
And he said he was having a lunch, but he felt like he was in New York and having lunch.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And that's wonderful.
That's the best compliment we could have. We're happy to hear that. That's great. Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Great,
so we really accomplished that mission.
Great. So and other things I got, other comments I got is I must ask you, as a composer.
Yes.
Being in the CD.
Yes.
People asked me so many times, how come you could be in that CD?
Well, it's very, very simple. It's a great song, and I think we needed something like that. Well, let's put it this way. I won't say we needed something like that, but the way that your tune fits into our book, into our program, it's a great balancing tune. Because we didn't have anything else like that in the book.
That's really different from other tunes you guys have in the book.
Exactly. And it's I think a melody that stays with people. And also
stick to your mind.
Just to your mind and to your heart. And also it allows us to approach a song like that a little differently. We've sort of, I don't want to say arranged it, but we've kind of come up with a sort of a group concept about it in terms of what we do. So it was really a great fit for our program. We didn't have anything like that, and the way it fits, where I usually put it in the set, the tune is kind of like what we call a palate cleanser. Like when you have a meal,
I understand.
And you may have a pretty full meal, and then you have this, maybe a salad or a nice aperitif.
We have that one in Japanese.
Yes.
I will tell you.
Okay.
It's like a ginger kind of thing that we eat it.
Yes.
Between,
yes.
the things,
So it prepares you.
It
takes you somewhere else from.
It refreshes you.
Yes, it refreshes you. And so I think the reaction for the audience is that they're like, oh, man, this is great. I dig this. This is so cool. Because we like our sets to have contrast and contour. We don't want it to be just all the same thing.
You know what? I brought 3 of my friends last night to listen to your gig, to your playing last night, and they all said that point.
Really?
About the stage.
Wow.
Especially these musicians said to me that he and his band has a really nice up and down, beautiful,
Oh, that's so nice of him.
beautiful form. So, and he said it was like fun, like, he couldn't, there was no way to get bored. Because it was like a really nice car.
Wow, wonderful.
So the audience actually felt it, so it's great.
That is great. That's what we want.
It's wonderful.
So
then my answer should be I got lucky, right?
No, we got lucky. We got lucky.
But sometimes that kind of things happen. But my question was like, I am still asked by so many people, how can I work with great people like Mr. Steve Wilson? So, and it's really tough for me to answer these questions.
It's the same thing as it's almost impossible to answer because
that's right.
We all have our opportunities in life.
That's right.
Whether it's in music or whatever endeavor we're doing, to be around people of the highest level. Hopefully, we all get the opportunity to be around people like that. That's what we want to make us better. So really, it's just a matter of time, a matter of timing.
Timing.
If
Yeah.
you keep doing what you're doing and
Right.
you're trying to get to another level,
Right.
it will put you in contact
Right.
with people who can help take you there. You know, people
Right.
who you want to be around to help you take you to the next level. So this is in any walk of life. We just, you know, and of course,
Yeah.
being in New York,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, you
It's
go.
one of the thing, one of
Yeah.
the very important thing. I think.
Yes.
To me, it's really important.
Yes, and in your case, you know, working with, you know, the Vanguard Jazz
Yeah.
Orchestra,
Yeah.
that's going to put you in contact with so many
Anyone.
musicians
I know.
and people in the business. Just so many people that, you know, 10 years ago you may not even thought about you would be.
You know, 10 years
you know.
ago, I was working for a publisher.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so I mean, so you keep doing what you're doing. You put yourself around good people, and good things will happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think you were teaching a lot of students,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually asked this question to John Larry too about do you see any difference between? It's really difficult to say, but any difference between the students who are, you know, who became successful
Mm-hmm.
after they graduated, or some people who have talents
Mm-hmm.
but you know didn't get a lot of opportunities to work with people or being successful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sometimes see the difference between? Do you find any keys?
Well, I think for the younger musicians that I've seen
Yeah.
that have become successful,
Uh,
they are resourceful, meaning that they use the technology, to network with each other, to network with other musicians across the world, to record their own music, to publish their own music. They're using these tools, and creatively, they're using them to help them create more work, create more works in terms of actual written or composed music, and more work opportunities to perform and present their music. So that's usually the difference that I see. Those students who are resourceful, much like yourself, you use all of your tools to further to the next step. Yeah.
Okay. So let's stop it and then let's just keep doing it only with the voice. Okay, we will continue. We will keep talking about the same theme because I was thinking it's very important to talk with you about these things because in Japan we don't have a lot of chances to hear, people talking like you. We have many reasons, like, first, the language is different. Second, you guys are far away from us, 14 hours flight.
Right.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of reasons why we can't hear you talking about these kind of things. So I want to keep a little bit more. Yeah, so I just remembered we had a recording session on Monday.
Yep.
And you worked with really talented young musicians, Yuki Miyazaki on vocal, and his name is Yosuke Terao,
Yes.
bass player.
Yes.
And so they were very happy to work with you, of course.
Yeah, and I was happy to work with them.
Yeah. How did you feel, by the way?
It was great.
In general,
Oh,
about the recording session.
I felt great. It was wonderful. I think the arrangements were really great, number one.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I did it?
Yes, that's right. And you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
The arrangements were really great. The musicians were great. The way that you and Douglas supervised the session to keep things flowing was great, and your extra set of ears to hear what things needed to be adjusted. It added to a nice flow. The studio was great,
Right.
very comfortable and easy.
Right.
So just all of those factors, and you brought nice food,
Right.
nice snacks. Make us all
Your
feel
favorite
relaxed.
chips.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So all of those factors really helps to make it easy to work.
Yeah.
You know, and the music played itself. The arrangements were not so difficult and time consuming to get together, being that we had only a short time to record.
Right.
So it was obvious that you and and the artist took that into account when you were putting this together. You said, we need to make this music great, but also not so hard for the musicians to execute. You know, because when that happens, then we can add even more. You know, there's more room for us to make it better.
Great, thank you. So when I arranged everything, actually the first thing I thought was I wasn't really trying to make it like New York difficulty level.
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense
It
to
doesn't
me.
make sense, no.
Anything.
No.
So I didn't use any auto meter or anything like that, just to make it more difficult. I just thought about the, you know, how Steve is going to sound if I write this line. How's Mr. Dennis McCraw, you know, it's going to sound if I write this thing and that thing. So I just, you know, wanted everyone to have a, you know, shining point. How do you call it? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very smart. You know, that's the way it should be. Because unless you have a budget, either a budget to have several rehearsals to work out difficult music, or a core of musicians that you always work with that you know can execute something more difficult, it doesn't make sense when you have such a small window to record.
I know.
Because the whole idea is to make it sound good. Let's make it sound good. Let's have fun. Let's support each other.
Yes.
You know, and let's not feel stressed.
That's
or
right.
nervous.
That's right.
You know, let's have fun, because that what's the word? That reflects in the final project. When people listen to the CD, they're going to hear, oh, like, man, this sounds like it was so easy to, or so much fun to do.
Right.
You know, or it sounds like you guys were having fun. It sounds like you've been playing together all the time. Right. It sounds like a band that's been together for years when we've only known each other for a few hours. So that's what you want, you know, and that's what makes the best music.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. To me, even when there is difficult music, the best musicians and the best situation is when difficult music is made to sound easy.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
You know,
you guys are doing it every night. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I just saw there's a documentary movie now on PBS.org in the United States.
Okay.
And it is on the great classical violinist Jascha Heifetz, who was an incredible, I mean, you know, by many estimations, the best ever to play on his instrument. And his philosophy was always to make the most difficult passages sound easy. You know, and he's right, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
He said, I don't know if this is always true of jazz music per se, but his philosophy was that, you know, audiences don't want to hear the struggle.
I mean, I understand. I understand the meaning.
Yeah, and I think he was speaking more from a technical standpoint, so I agree with him on that. But that can be interpreted in another way too. I think improvisatory music, sometimes the struggle is a part of it. It's because it reflects the life process. So I don't want to say in jazz that you don't want to hear the struggle. Sometimes we do want to hear it because that is part of the story.
But it's like being if you are being an actor.
Yes.
You don't need to feel struggles, you know, about saying your lines. You just need to. You just need to express. You know. You just need to play.
Yeah, that's right.
The struggle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's really different, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think he was referring to more of the technical execution part.
Okay.
And I mean, so it's two different things. But I do agree with him on the technical aspect. You know, but struggle in terms of the storyline and the music. That's part of the music.
Interesting.